Good afternoon from Samstown in Las Vegas. Round 2 for the men underway here at the 51st QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup. I'm Lucas Wiseman. Thanks for joining us for the second round of competition. On our featured pairs for game number 1, Panama, Canada, and New Zealand on 1920. And over on 21 and 22, we've got Uzbekistan, Hungary, and Sweden. We'll bowl 8 games this afternoon here in round 2 for the men, and that will complete 2/3 of the qualifying before the first cut is made. Tomorrow we will have the final round before our first cut. Another 8 games in round 3 tomorrow. We'll cut to the top 24. Standings coming into today after 8 games for the men. Jarvis Go of Singapore leading the way at 18.55, a 231.88 average. Francois Lau of South Africa, second place, 18.46, a 230.75 average. Sitting in third place currently, Ildemaro Ruiz Jr. of Venezuela at 17.98. Fourth place belongs to 17-year-old Cameron Doyle of the United States at 17.86. And fifth place, Paul Stott Jr. of Ireland at 17.68. So your top 5 Singapore, South Africa, Venezuela, USA, and Ireland. On down the line, we've got 6th place, B-Boy Rivera of the Philippines at 1764. David Maycock of Bermuda at 1746. Mark McQueen of Scotland is in 8th place at 1734. Ryan Lalisang of Indonesia at 1730 is in 9th place. And rounding out the top 10, from Russia, Alexei Parshukov at 1725, a 215.63 average. 24th place coming into today is a tie. It is Benjamin Martinez of Mexico and Zodias Ma of Macau, both sitting at 1620, which is an average of 202.5. Right now is 24th place with 16 games to go in qualifying. The women bowled this morning to complete their second round. They've got 16 games in the books, and the leader after 16 is Shannon Pluhowski, the 2-time champion from the United States, sitting at 34.81. That is a 217.56 average for the left-hander from Dayton, Ohio. Sandra Gongora of Mexico, former Wichita State collegiate bowler here in the United States, sits in second place at 34.59, a 216.19 average. Third place in the women's division, Isabel Hulton of Sweden at 34.48. Siti Safaya of Malaysia at 34.44. And fifth place, Clara Juliana Guerrero of Colombia at 34.36, a 214.75 average is what it takes to make the top 5 currently. 24th place in our women's division is Catherine Duro of Belgium at 31.07, a 194.19 average is currently the cut number with 8 to go on the women's side. Standings, live scoring, lane pattern information, bowler details, game-by-game results, and lots of other information available at QubicaAMF.com. Click the red Bowling World Cup button at the top of the page. I saw Almi Guetta a few minutes ago. She said she's going to make her way over and chat with us for a little bit later on in this block. Last block, we heard from Zane Carlson from New Zealand, who's on the far left side of the screen. Unfortunately, Zane with the pocket 7-10 split on that shot. Zane, a nice interview with him earlier today. He has cerebral palsy, but has not stopped him from coming out and chasing his dream on the bowling lanes. Zane was in 38th place after day one, and will be looking to make his move up the standings into the top 24. Perfect start for Marcus Janssen from Sweden this game, has the front 3 on our featured pairs. We've seen the scores be a little bit lower on the fresh, but you would think that maybe the players would start to figure it out a little bit more and find a way to score. Overall scores are pretty decent. A little up and down, hit and miss, but we haven't seen anybody really put together a huge block yet. But maybe today will be the day. Things going well for Sweden this game here on our featured pairs. 5 out of 6 strikes for Jensen. As he's off to the strong start. Marcus needs a big day today after a little bit of a disappointing performance yesterday, sitting in 32nd place. 1592, which is a 199 average. But this start right here is fantastic, and if he can finish it off, he'll move up quite a bit in the standings. If he finds a way to shoot 279, he could move up maybe even 10 spots, maybe more than that. Maybe even 14, 15 spots in the standings in one game. So game one underway. We've got 8 games this afternoon for you here on Bold TV. Canada, New Zealand, and Panama on 19 and 20. 21 and 22 is Uzbekistan, Hungary, and Sweden. And Sweden with a couple of strikes in a row here after the big start. Going at a 239 pace is Jensen, but can max at 279. Keep an eye on lane 21 right now as Jensen steps up. Looking to continue the string here. Gets that one a bit wide, but gets the strike as the 7 falls backward. So a nice hit there. Takes advantage of the break and turns it in to 3 strikes in a row. So 7 out of 8 strikes to start game 1 for Marcus Jensen of Sweden. Just saw Judy Howlett, press room manager for the World Cup. She's got a special guest who's going to be coming on next game, so look forward to that. Try to bring you a few guests each round. Keep you entertained, mix it up a little bit. We've had lots of guests throughout qualifying so far, and expect more to come. Well, the story here in game one on our featured pairs is Marcus Jensen up again now. 9th frame, right side of your screen, doesn't like it off his hand, but gets the huge break for the strike. As it goes right down the middle of the head pin. Breaks it up for 4 in a row. So 8 out of 9 strikes to start the day for Jensen. You can see off to our left, I believe it's Saudi Arabia, off to a good start, can shoot 277 this game. It's just off to the left of our featured pairs on 17 and 18. Here's Jensen trying to close it out for 279 with 3 strikes here in the 10th. Puts it wide again. Got it wide last time on that lane, but it came back. This time it does not. And he pays the price with a split, 2-4-10. Is the lead. If he can find a way to pick this up, still get to 256. Otherwise, it's going to be in the 240s. It's a makeable split. Hit the left side of that 2-pin. It's going to take a spare ball out, it looks like, and go straight at it. Oh, and what a conversion for Marcus Jensen. Picks the split to get him into the 250s here in game one. It'll be a nice game for Sweden and will certainly move him up the standings quite a bit here after this first game of round 2. Ball change on the fill for Jensen. He still pitches it too far to the right. Leaves the 2-pin for 255. Saudi Arabia, Mohammed Al Shad, ended up with 277. And that brings to a close game number 1 here on our featured pairs. They do wait for everybody to finish the game before they start the next game, so it'll be a few minutes before we get started with game 2. Still have the 10th framed bowl down on 13 and 14, it looks like. So we'll be back with you in a few minutes once we get started with our second game here on Bowl TV at the World Cup.
Yeah, I have, coach.
Right, getting started, game number 2. Got France, Qatar, and Eritrea on 21 and 22. And on 19 and 20, Ukraine, Slovenia, Macedonia, and Latvia. See the unique two-handed backup style Daniel Vesis of Latvia is using. Let's wait for updated standings to come in after 9 games. Should have them soon. All right, and Judy is back with another exciting interview. Let's see who Judy has with her this time.
Well, this afternoon or this evening in Europe, I've got Terry Williams, who is the Vice President European Zone of the Commonwealth 10-Pin Bowling Federation, which he describes as being general dog's body. Terry, what does the Commonwealth Games Federation, Commonwealth 10, CTBF, what do you do?
The CTBF, in essence, is the organising body for those recognised federations within Commonwealth countries.
Yeah, so that's the British Commonwealth.
That is the British Commonwealth. Our intention, obviously, is to maintain the profile of the sport, not just on a local or national level, but to ensure that the bodies that decide on qualification representation at the high-profile events such as the Commonwealth Games are aware of the ongoing development and popularity of what we as bowlers obviously consider a serious sport.
Yeah. But you run you do run at Commonwealth Championships, don't you?
Yes, we do. They're biannual, every 2 years, normally held on the same year as the Commonwealth Games, and obviously in the interspace between Commonwealth Games there is another Commonwealth Championships held as well.
But the bowling was a full sport in the Commonwealth Games in Malaysia in
99.
Right. But the Commonwealth Games Championships, the bowling championships, are entirely separate. And did they go around the world? Where did they go to?
They will go to hosts, obviously Commonwealth countries. 3 so far have been held in the Asian zone.
And where were they?
They were held in Malaysia, separate to the Commonwealth Games. They've been held in Australia and in New Zealand.
Ah, very nice.
And 3 of the championships since their inauguration have been held in the European zone, which is Scotland, Northern Ireland, and
Taxing the memory
you are taxing my memory. I'm having to go back a few years now.
When's the next one, and where is it going to be?
Well, the next one is scheduled for 2016. It's in organisation at this point.
Right.
The hosts haven't yet been decided.
Okay. And how many countries take part? I mean, I know I'm British, but I still can't tell you how many members there are of the Commonwealth. When the Queen goes to the meetings, there's loads of them, but I don't know who they are.
The recognised federations that have attended in the past, there have been 18 recognised bowling federations or associations that have actually attended the championships. That number obviously fluctuates dependent on the ability of a particular federation to be able to nominate and send eligible players.
There must be quite a lot of looking around here, quite a lot of the people competing here are Commonwealth.
Yes, there are.
Canada, England, Scotland, Wales. I suppose England, Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland play as one country, do they?
No, they don't. Similar to the Commonwealth Games itself, each of the home nations, although in the UK, of course, you've actually got 7 federations or associations, which includes the smaller associations of Guernsey and Jersey. Each one is eligible to compete as an individual principality or federation. So you've actually got Northern Ireland, Scotland, England, Wales, Guernsey and Jersey, all of whom can qualify to play.
And do some of the players have to pay for themselves to get there, or does it have to come through the federation?
The federation is responsible, obviously, for nominating the various players. Whether or not any dispensation is made in financially for those players is obviously up to the federations themselves. There are, unfortunately, situations where often the players are required to subsidise, and in some cases pay 100%. But that, of course, is something I can't actually answer directly because I don't know the situation with regard to the individual federations.
Right. So this is going to be the 7th championship next year?
This would be, yes.
And what countries have won things? Have we had any of the smaller nations winning medals?
Yes, we have. When I say the smaller nations, there are a variety of countries that have actually taken medals, and the medals are awarded in a similar fashion to the Commonwealth Games with gold, silver and bronze. India, for instance, has actually won the singles event in the past. You would expect, of course, that the stronger nations,
Malaysia,
certainly Malaysia,
Australia,
Singapore, these you would expect to figure more prominently. Having said that, it all comes down to play on the day.
Absolutely. Yes, we know that, don't we? Having watched the Rugby World Cup earlier this year, we know that.
Well, I won't comment on England's departure from that event.
For anybody listening, we had the Rugby World Cup was held in England in October, and Wales. Well, Terry comes from Wales, as you can probably hear from the accent, and Wales beat England almost in the last kick of the match because England made a crummy decision and we lost. And we were the first host nation to go out of their own tournament.
I thought it was actually a very good decision on England's part.
Yeah, we have quite a lot of rivalry between particularly England and Scotland and England and Wales, I think. I don't think the rivalry with Northern Ireland is quite the same, but there is a lot of banter goes between the fans of all sorts of sports.
Yeah, but it is a friendly banter.
It is, absolutely, yes.
So we did have a question come in, and perhaps you guys can give us a little bit of a history lesson. The question is, what exactly is the Commonwealth, and how do those countries connected to be able to compete in an event like that?
It's effectively former British colonies, but then there are some countries who weren't our colonies who wanted to join. I think Mozambique is a member. And they were a Portuguese colony, so quite how you get to join the Commonwealth, I'm not really sure. I should know. But I know it isn't only former British colonies, although it is largely that.
Yes, in essence, there are a number of Commonwealth countries who still have the Queen, Elizabeth II, as head of state.
Yeah.
But that isn't the case with all Commonwealth countries.
No. And the Commonwealth Games themselves, which are held every 4 years, they're called the Friendly Games, and they really are fantastic. It was in Glasgow last year, last year?
It was in Glasgow in 2015.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
I beg your pardon, 2014.
Yeah, it was absolutely wonderful. They're known as the Friendly Games, and I think people want to participate because of that. It's really good fun, and everybody supports everybody else, which I'm sure happens in the 10-pin bowling federation as well.
Yes, although to coin a phrase, there's no love lost on the lanes.
Yeah. Yes, rivalry on the lanes, but friendship off the lanes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I think there's something like 50 members of the Commonwealth. We do still vaguely have an empire, because there are some small islands in the Caribbean, for example, and out in the Pacific who know that they couldn't function if they didn't get bits and pieces from the British government, so they're still in some ways technically, I suppose, part of the empire, but most countries of course nowadays are independent.
Indeed.
But they're all entitled to play in the 10-pin bowling.
Yes, if they have recognised associations or federations, then they are, as bona fide Commonwealth countries, eligible to play. The various zones, of course, you have a VP European zone, VP Asian zone, and VP American zone. And these individuals deal specifically with the federations that are geographically located within those zones.
Okay.
So whilst I know a reasonable amount about the European zone, I can't obviously speak for the American zone or for the Asian zone.
Right. Well, that's absolutely fascinating. I vaguely remember the first Commonwealth Games being
the first Commonwealth
Stirling.
The first Commonwealth was in Stirling in Scotland.
Yes.
That's correct. A very successful inauguration, and it has.
Has it grown?
It has grown, yes. Although obviously with downturn, the economic global downturn, of course, has had an effect, as it has in other areas and in other sports.
That's super. Thank you ever so much, Terry. It's been really interesting to find out a bit more about an element of 10-pin bowling that I guess not many people knew about unless they're part of the Commonwealth.
Well, we're doing our best to try to raise that profile. And hopefully in the future we'll see it once again as a recognised sport within the full Commonwealth Games.
Indeed. Thanks very much indeed.
You're very welcome.
Thank you, Judy. All right, our thanks to Judy for another great interview with Terry from Wales, and we'll have more interviews coming up with Judy throughout the day and throughout qualifying here at the World Cup. As we cruise along here through Game 2, an update for you on the standings after 9 games. Mohamed Jarasko of Singapore, still your leader at 2061, a 229 average. Francois Lowe of South Africa at 2050s in second place. Cameron Doyle moves up a spot to third at 1989. Ildemar Ruiz of Venezuela is fourth at 1988, and Alexei Parshukov of Russia is in fifth place at 1961. And we saw a little bit earlier Marcus Jensen of Sweden, the first game. He shot 255 here on our featured pairs. Gets to 1847. Moves him all the way up to 20th place. He was down in like about 32nd, I want to say. He moves all the way up to 20th place in one game. So moves up at least a dozen spots in the standings. Standings are available at QubicaAMF.com. QubicaAMF.com. Click the red button at the top for the World Cup, and you'll find it. All right, we're joined by another special guest and a half. Amanda Bradley is here from Australia. And Amanda, you won the World Cup back in 1999, didn't you, when it was here?
Yeah, yes I did.
It's and you've got a little one with you too, don't you?
Yeah, she's my Velcro baby.
She doesn't like to get away from mom.
No.
What's her name?
Elvie.
Elvie. Hi, Elvie. Hi. So what's it like to be back here in the same venue that you won what probably feels like a while ago, right?
Yeah, it feels like forever. It's wonderful. Vegas is a great place, and this tournament is such a great tournament. It's just so much fun.
So what was it like for you in 1999 when you were here at Sam's Town and we're in Las Vegas to win the World Cup? What was that experience like for you?
Oh, it's probably one of the best experiences of my life. I had a friend, or actually a couple of friends here with me, and my grandmother, who's since passed away. So coming back, it was a little bit emotional coming in, but yeah, having a great time.
And what brings you back this year?
Michael's bowling, my husband's
Oh,
bowling.
okay.
So we came back as spectators, left the two boys at home and brought the little one.
Sounds like you've got a full house at home, huh?
We do. I have Kai, who's 14, Eli is 4, and Elvie's 18 months.
And so I hear that, well, I'll let you explain. What do you do for a living? Judy was telling me it sounds kind of interesting.
Yeah, I'm actually doing newborn photography now. Yeah.
That sounds nice.
So I have my own little small business going at home in Newcastle, and it's really great. I love it. It's wonderful. Get to meet so many great families and photograph, that special time for them.
Right. It's got to be nice to, very fulfilling to be able to kind of preserve those memories for those families, right?
Yeah, it's wonderful.
And where's Newcastle at in Australia?
Newcastle's 2 hours north of Sydney.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so how did you get started in bowling originally, Amanda?
Both my grandparents bowled, and they took me. I think I started when I was 7, but I've been going to a bowling centre since I was about 2.
And do you still bowl today?
No.
Oh, that's too bad.
When I had Elvie, I stopped bowling, but I'm actually planning on going back in January.
So maybe you never know. Maybe you'll qualify for a World Cup again, right?
No. Just some
for
league bowling and some fun. Yeah.
And so how did you meet Michael, your husband?
Through bowling.
I figured. Did he woo you during a league or something, or a tournament, or how did you get to meet each other?
We've known each other forever. He's a little bit younger, so
Oh.
yeah, it was at a tournament. Yeah.
So I guess being back here this week brings back some pretty vivid memories, huh?
Yeah.
Talk about the final. What happened that year? Who did you beat? Do you remember?
So long ago. I played Su Fen in the final.
Let's see.
From Chinese Taipei.
Yeah, Su Fen Sing from Chinese Taipei. And that was 99 here in Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. And was that your only World Cup appearance, or had you bowled before?
No, I bowled in 2000. It was 2002 in Latvia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful Riga.
Yeah,
right? Yeah, very
lovely.
nice city.
Yeah.
And what do you think makes the World Cup so special? It's kind of a unique tournament.
Oh, it's just wonderful. There's a great atmosphere, and the tournament's so well run, and everybody's so friendly and lovely. It's just nice to come along to.
So tell me how your husband's bowling so far this week.
He struggled. He bowled okay yesterday. He struggled a little bit and didn't look very comfortable, but today he started off okay. So hopefully we'll get some better scores today.
Looks like he's moved into 16th place on the standings.
Yeah.
And looks like he had a nice finish yesterday with a 266 and 211 to start today. Not so bad. All right, Amanda, thanks for stopping in and joining us. And I'm sure you want to go back and watch him bowl and take care of your little one.
Thank you very
Bye.
much. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, so that was Amanda Bradley from Australia, who won the World Cup back in 1999 when it was last in the United States in Las Vegas. So we're wrapping up game 2 here. Just a few more shots to go. Vega from Ukraine, bowling a good game, gets to 228 with a strike on his final shot.
Chers amis du Ludique, bonjour.
Just finishing up our final shot here of game number 2. Whistle just blew, so that pair on our featured pairs was the last pair to finish. Of course, had 4 on it, that's why. And game 3 getting started momentarily on 21 and 22, Northern Ireland, Croatia, and Belgium. Got quite a few people watching this afternoon here in Las Vegas. 933 viewers. Would love to see that get up to 1,000. So please feel free to post a link to the live streaming on Facebook and Twitter, and tell your friends to join us here on Bowl TV for our live coverage of the World Cup. 19 and 20. We have Wales, Indonesia, and Estonia joining us for this game. For those of you in the chat, let us know where you're watching from. We always like to hear what countries are tuned in or what city you're in. Give some of you a shout out here, read through it. All right, we've got Guernsey in Holland. Cameron is in rainy Seattle. Someone watching in Jersey of Poland. Poland hosting the World Cup last year. Netherlands, Wales. Stuart Chamberlain, Wales. Yes, I did get your message, but unfortunately it was after Terry had already left. Someone in San Marino. We've got Long Island, New York, Michigan, California, England, Riga, Latvia, Guam, Nebraska, Estonia, Spain, Sweden. Lots and lots of people tuning in from around the world. China. Another from the Azores and another from the Netherlands. Panama and Estonia. Qatar. California again. Virginia. New Zealand. Slovenia. Brad, it was nice to see you as well at the PWBA event. We've got Norway and Ireland, Arkansas, Hong Kong, Pennsylvania. Wow, you guys are all over the place, aren't you? Bowling and tuning in today to watch our live coverage of the 51st QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup. I have some updated standings to share with you, and South Africa has moved into the lead, 22.65. Francois averaging 226.5 for 10. Jerisko of Singapore drops down to second at 22.34. Team USA's Cameron Doyle still sits in third place at 21.96. Paul Stott Jr. of Ireland is on 21.75. And fifth place, Ildemaro Ruiz Jr. of Venezuela at 21.74. Looking down the line, 24th place is currently Olari Nebukat of Estonia at a 202.7 average, and he is on our featured pairs this game. He'll be bowling on lane 19 in just a moment. I want to thank everybody for tuning in this afternoon here for our live coverage from Sam's Town in Las Vegas. If you wouldn't mind, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just hit the subscribe button and you'll be able to see all of our great content here on Bowl TV and even get alerts when we have live streaming going on. We'll be live streaming from the World Women's Championships in Abu Dhabi next month, and just a few short weeks we'll be in Abu Dhabi for that event. Steven asks in the chat, Lucas, how long have you been covering bowling? I have actually bowled since I was a kid. Started bowling probably when I was 5, 6, 7 years old. And I've been covering bowling since 2003 when I started working at the national championships here in the United States. So 13 years I've been covering bowling, and since 2005 I've been covering international events around the world. I've been to many world championships, many World Cups, many PABCON championships as well, all around the world. It's been a real treat. Thanks for asking. Front 5 for Belgium here this game. Putting on a nice show here in game number 3. He was trying to wave for the camera, but it was too far off the camera. I told him we got to move a little bit over. Maybe he'll get that wave in a minute. David asking how many miles I fly a year. On average, about 100,000 between work and vacations. Nowhere near some of the totals that some of the bowlers put on their calendar. Some bowlers travel an awful lot these days. Ross asking in the chat, what event in Abu Dhabi and when? That is going to be the World Bowling Women's Championships. And that is going to be in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates. And let me see if I get the schedule so I can tell you exactly when it begins. I can tell you when I get there, but that's not going to do you any good. Live streaming will start on Monday, December 7th. Monday, December 7th would be the first day of live streaming from Abu Dhabi at 9 a.m. in Abu Dhabi, which is sometime in the late evening hours in the United States and early morning hours in Europe. And the live coverage will continue all the way through until December 13th, when things will wrap up. So it'll be a full week of coverage from Abu Dhabi here on Bowl TV of the World Women's Championships, featuring the best female bowlers in the world bowling for world titles. Some of the bowlers who are here this week will also be at the World Championships in Abu Dhabi. But it's just the women this year. Last year, we had the Men's World Championships in Abu Dhabi. And I believe next year, the World Singles Championships in Qatar. Had a tweet come in from Ronald. Sent me a tweet, said, greetings from Holland. Thank you very much for the tweet, Ronald, and thanks for watching. If you'd like to reach me on Twitter, I'm at Lucas_Wiseman. Looks like Olari has a big fan base in the chat. He's waiting for some pins to be spotted properly on lane 20 before he can shoot his spare. William asking in the chat, how many years apart do they have the World Bowling Championships? They go on a cycle. So last year we had the World Men Championships. This year we have the World Women's Championships. Next year will be the World Singles Championships, and then 2017 would be the World Combined Championships. So that would be men and women. So that's the 4-year cycle, and it'll just repeat itself every 4 years is the current plan. Always subject to change, however, depending on how the World Bowling Congress decides to vote. Looks like the Estonian was waiting for the 36910 to be spotted. Not a very easy spare to shoot. I always like to occasionally give a geography lesson here on Bull TV, and especially in an event like this. If you're wondering where Estonia is, it is a Baltic state. It's up near the Baltic Sea, just south of Finland. And Estonia borders Russia and Latvia. It's just near the Gulf of Finland, and the Gulf of Finland goes into the St. Petersburg, Russia area. Far northern part of Europe is Estonia, just south of Finland. Just finishing up game number 3 here in round 2 for the men. Belgium 212, Northern Ireland 204. So a couple of decent games for those bowlers. Tomorrow morning we'll have round 3 for the men. They'll be back on the lanes. In the afternoon, the women will come out and bowl their final round of qualifying before the first cut is made. Top 24 will advance into the round of 24 in each division. Final shot of game number 3. It looks like Cameron Doyle of Team USA is going to be coming on to our featured pair next. All right, game number 4 getting started. We're going to have Curacao, USA, and Lithuania, along with Venezuela, Jersey, and Malaysia. And joining us is very special guest now, Shannon Pluhowski. I apologize for not having left-handed headsets for you.
Yeah.
Shannon, you went pretty well today, it looked like, for you. Make it into the lead after 2 rounds, right?
Yeah, I got off to a good start today. Down on the low end and then just kind of tried to stay with it.
All right, just fixing my scoreboard there. Yeah, it looked like made it into the top spot. The standings seemed pretty close after yesterday, and still pretty close. We've got a lot of games left, but what went right for you today out there on the lanes? Why were you able to get into that top spot?
Kind of took what I learned yesterday. The first 4 games, I don't think I played them quite right yesterday. And so then I moved back to the left about game 5. And then after that, I just kind of stayed with it today and just made small moves, no big moves, and tried to stay out of trouble. And didn't end a couple games like I would have liked, but the standings are close and we got a lot of games left. So.
Have you been watching Cameron today a little bit?
A little bit.
Yeah, so how's it going for Cameron so far as he steps up right now to shoot that 10-pin?
He just had a rough game down on the last pair. Tried to switch balls and he started open, and then he went back to this, I think it's a Red Legend, and couldn't get the 7 out on the left-hand lane. He left 4 of them the same way. So.
What did he end up shooting?
166, I think.
It seems like it's surprisingly easy to fire a 160 game out there.
It is, and pair to pair, they're different, lane to lane and pair to pair. And when you get that pair that's different lane to lane, you just try to make spares and get off of it. So starting open, and then never having a double doesn't make it very easy to get back to 200.
There's our buddy Al Lawrence, who's bowling for Curacao. We had him on the live stream yesterday. Nice guy, originally from Chicago, but has lived in Curacao for the last 15 years and is a permanent resident down there now. Al was excited to make his Bowl TV debut this afternoon. Curacao is a beautiful place. You guys should go take a vacation there.
Yeah.
It's really nice, actually.
So it's on your list? You've been there?
Yeah, went there this year. It's great. Al and I talked about it yesterday. It's a nice place. And ironically, Al said he lives 30 seconds from the hotel that we stayed at. So
too bad you didn't know Al.
I know, right? He said he could have taken us to all the good restaurants and stuff. Well, you've been at this tournament, 4 times? You've bowled 4 times now. It's the last time you bowled was 2008, something like that, and it was in Mexico.
Like yeah.
And you've won it a couple of times. What's the secret to success in this tournament, Shannon?
Well, the format was different the couple times I won. We bowled matches when we got to the top 8, but Cameron and I kind of talked about it yesterday. You can't win on the first day, but you can definitely shoot yourself out of it if you don't kind of stay close. So there's so many games. I like the formats that have a lot of games. It gives you time to experiment, try things. You don't feel like if you do that in a 6-game format, you're gonna in bowl 180, you're gonna be 70 pins behind. So I think the longer format for me helps. It's top 3 this time, so every other time it's top 8. We bowled head-to-head, and then just kept going all the way to the finals.
Yeah, that's the way it is. It's 24 games, cut to the top 24, bowl another 8, cut to the top 8, bowl 7 games of round robin, cut to the top 3 as The messenger across.
Messenger. These pins fall kind of easy. Get a lot of strikes that you probably wouldn't have at a normal bowling center. It's good for the bowlers.
Yeah, you get maybe occasionally get a break on a strike. Al almost got a break
almost
there.
Did.
Well, there's only 4 past champions in this tournament, which is kind of unique. I thought there might be a few more. There's none on the guys' side. Nobody in the men's field has won the tournament.
I thought the guy from Philippines had won before. No.
No, he hasn't. No.
He's just bowled a
B-Boy
lot.
Rivera has. He's won the Masters at the World Championships. He shot 300 to win in the championship match to win the Masters in 2006 in Busan, South Korea. I was there. It was unbelievably exciting. And he won a grand piano for that.
Wow.
But he obviously can't take a grand piano on the plane, so they gave him a little bit of cash instead. But no, yeah,
so he could buy
hasn't
one
won.
when he got home.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's the 4 champions in the field this year. Of course, you won twice, 2002 and 2004. And then Almi Guerra, who won in 2010 and 2011. And also Claire Guerrero, who won last year. And Carrie Ryan Kayak, who won in 2003.
She beat me in 2003.
Yes, she did. She broke your string there.
She did.
You could have had a nice 3. You like to win things in 3s.
I try.
And she broke it there because you won. You won what, junior gold 3 times, or and Team USA trials 3 times probably in a row. So you pretty good at winning things 3 times in a row.
It's hard to get back here from certain countries because of the tryouts and all that to get here.
Yeah, almost every country has a qualifying process to compete in this tournament. Even we do in the United States. Team USA trials is how you bowl your way into this event now. You, of course, won the team trials back in January.
We waited a long time to announce where we were going to have it.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to have to wait as long to find out for next year. They're going to announce, I hope, this week.
Are they?
Yeah, that's the plan. Always subject to change, of course. Are you going to bowl Team USA trials again?
I believe so. Yep, in January.
So you may have another opportunity
Come
to bowl
back
the
to
World Cup
Vegas.
next year.
Yeah.
Vegas for the team trials. Yeah, but maybe even win a spot again for next year.
We'll have to see where it is. Extra motivation.
Exactly. If you know in advance, that could be pretty cool. See if we have an update on the standings. After
Al got a lucky
games.
break, Brooklyn, that time.
And looks like Jericho from Singapore is back in the lead at 24.67, 224.27 average. South Africa, second place. Francois sitting at 222.45 average. Alexei Parshikov of Russia at 224.14. A big move up the standings for David Maycock of Bermuda. He joined us earlier on the live stream. He's at 24.05. And Wu Su Hong suddenly in 5th from Hong Kong at 23.77. The bad game for Cameron drops him down 3 spots to 6th at 23.62, a 214.73 average. So
Still
Cameron,
pretty close, though. So
yeah,
big game. Go right back up.
It's about 100 pins from 1st to 6th. And then 24th place, which is cut line for tomorrow, is Patrick Mika of the Netherlands at 202.91 average. I would guess, Shannon, the goal is not only to make the top 24 here in qualifying, but to probably stay as close to being in the top 8 as possible so you can make match play. You want to be in that top 8 to get in that final round on Thursday, right?
Definitely. And with bonus pins, you never know what can happen. So stay as close to 3rd as you can. Make the step ladder, and then anything can happen in step ladder.
Yeah, just get in and give yourself a chance. It's a lot of games in this tournament, isn't it?
It is
much
a lot
more
of
than
games.
Other World Championships. It's 6 games and that's it. And
Yeah,
this one,
speaking of, that's coming up.
it is
In Abu Dhabi.
You'll be there, right?
I will be.
Got selected to bowl for Team USA next month. That's coming up quick, isn't it?
It
Just
is.
a couple of weeks away.
Yeah, Shannon keeps updating us. I think it's like 16 days now we leave. So quick turnaround when we get home from here. A few days of practice, and then we'll head over there.
And you've got your little bundle of joy here this week.
I do.
Autumn is running around watching Frozen on her iPad. It's always nice to have her around, right?
It is.
And of course, Megan's here to take care of her. So, you know,
It is.
And Tiffany
and most
and your
of my
dad.
family, yeah.
The
So
whole
I don't have to do
family's here.
much.
I saw you guys walk in. There was a whole entourage of people with you.
Well, it's close, and
Yeah, Phoenix is where you're originally from, and
Yep.
that's where your family lives, not too far away.
yeah, a 4-hour drive. Ever since they built that bridge over the Hoover Dam,
Yeah,
makes
it's
the trip a
a
lot
lot
easier.
faster, right?
So we kind of check flights. If it's cheaper to fly to Vegas, we fly to Vegas. If it's cheaper to go to Phoenix, then we go to Phoenix and drive.
Yeah, get to spend a little family time too, a little bonus.
Definitely.
Ildemaro Ruiz, he's got the front 5. He's bowled pretty well in the tournament thus far. Looks like
289 yesterday.
Yeah, he dropped a lot after that last game. He's in 10th place now. I wonder what he shot. Must have bowled a bad game last game. Yeah, 164. His last 3 games, not today, his first 3 games today, not so good. 190, 186, 164. So Ildemaro kind of
Might be a little
struggling.
different today than they were yesterday for them. Quick turnaround after the women bowled this morning. They oiled them and then they took to the lane, so they didn't have as much time to settle as they did yesterday morning.
Yeah, scores seem a little bit lower than they were yesterday after the first 8 games.
Rod and I talked about that a little bit. They did seem lower for us too. I bowled a couple 190-2-0 games and didn't really change anything. So scores are definitely low, which is a good thing. You find that one pair that you can get a big score on and can move back up in the standings.
Yeah, do you prefer that the scores be a little bit lower than
Little
rather
bit.
than higher?
A little bit. Nobody likes to have to strike 8 times a game just to stay with the field. So, you know,
Yeah, the scores are a little bit lower.
210, 215, that's
Yeah.
pretty good.
When the scores
especially
are a
when you
little
move the
lower,
pairs.
it puts a real premium on those big games. They can
It
really
does.
move you up quite a bit. We saw that earlier today in the first game. Marcus Jensen from Sweden was down in 32nd place and shot 255 and moved up 12,
Wow.
13 spots. Now he's all the way up to 15th place today overall. And so you can make a big move in a hurry. Here's Cameron.
Going for the double.
It's a good shot right there. Cameron's only 17, just debut for Team USA.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, said he had a little bit of nerves yesterday, the first
He
game,
did,
as
he
you would
did.
expect, right? But
And he started on the live stream, so
He did,
that's
yeah.
a little more nerves.
added a little bit more to it.
So, but
But at least we got to capture his first ever shot as a Team USA member, and it was a strike, so
true.
that was
That's-
good.
Yeah, I
You-
watched on live stream in the room, and then
You got to hear me call the action, his
yes.
first strike. So that was pretty nice to see.
it's not a very good spot for him to have to come to Vegas since he's only 17. He
Yeah.
can't do a whole lot, but
I keep joking him, he's spending all his time in the arcade and the movie theater.
he'll have seen every movie. So if you need a good review, call
Pretty
Cameron.
much, yeah. At least there are some things to do here other than the
True.
casino for people who don't like to gamble or not old enough.
And his dad's here, so they can go do some
Yep.
things. And I believe his mom's coming tomorrow.
Yeah, his mom's coming in. Hopefully Cameron will still be around in the tournament for her to be able to watch.
Well, she'll at least get to watch tomorrow. He has to bowl tomorrow.
That's true. Yeah, as long as she gets here early enough.
Yeah.
Because they bowl in the morning tomorrow. Is it hard to sit around and just wait for your next? You don't bowl again for like almost 24 hours.
Yeah, it does, especially when, I'm not a big gambler, so there's, not a lot to do in Vegas if
Sure.
you've been here a lot of times and
Yeah.
done the sightseeing. We did go shopping the other day at the outlet mall, but
Yeah, that's always a popular stop. Even if you've been here a lot of times, going to the outlet mall is always a good trip.
we had the front 5.
Yeah, and he had a 300 game I want to say in Krasnoyarsk a couple of years ago. Here
Look
the
at you,
World Cup.
everybody who's bowled good games.
Oh, I try. I try to keep an eye on those 300 games. We haven't had one yet.
I know.
Seems like it's pretty hard to string that many strikes together. I've had a couple of 289s. Had a 288 on the women's side.
290, did Stephanie from Brazil
Yeah,
bowl
she had
290?
288, I think. Yeah.
It's such a big house, and we're moving so many lanes. Like, there's some people I haven't even seen. I haven't even bowled near Clara or Stephanie or Carrie from Canada. Crazy.
Yeah, it's unusual for the World Cup to be at a center this big. Usually it's at smaller centers. Last year we only had 20 lanes that we could use for the tournament. I think Russia we had 40. but 56 is a very large center
Yes.
for the World Cup. And actually, it works out nice because all of the men are on one squad, which I think makes it more fair if
Yes.
everybody's on one squad versus having 3 different squads.
Oh yeah, because you never know. I mean,
Yeah.
squads play different people. Rod and I were talking about that today. How all the girls are on one squad, all the guys are on one squad. We're done, ready to go.
Al just came over and said he wants to stay on this pair. He's lighting it up for the live stream. He's clean through 7. He's pretty happy with that so far.
Got a little extra motivation to show off for his friends.
Yeah, Al's a
Shot
good
for
guy. We had
Cameron.
nice shot there. Al's a good guy. We had a nice talk yesterday on the live stream, and he just picked up bowling a few years ago after taking it off for a long time. He said he had a heart condition, and his doctor said, you got to get a little bit more active. He said, what did you used to do? To stay active. He said, well, I used to play ice hockey, and ice hockey's not really an option at Curacao.
Yeah.
So he said, I like to bowl. So he picked up bowling again, and Curacao only has 6 lanes on the island.
Wow.
Not very many, and the person who won their qualifier couldn't make it, so he was the alternate. So he got in, and he said this is the highlight of his bowling career is being here at the World Cup, and I think that happens a
He'll
lot.
be thanking that person when he gets home.
Yeah, exactly. But it's a great experience for a lot of people. And you and I have been to Las Vegas hundreds of times, it seems
Right.
like. So it's nothing new or exciting for us. But for a lot of these bowlers, this is a kind of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get to come to Las Vegas, which is a pretty popular tourist destination in the United States. So it's pretty cool to see people from around the country here enjoying themselves. Yeah, Al goes a little high and trips out the 4.
Yesterday we were looking at all the flags and we were trying to figure out, some of the flags we've never seen before and what country they belong to. So how many can you name?
Oh, God, that's hard. I'm bad with the flags. It's tough. I could probably name 10 or 15, which I think would be pretty good out of 88. These
it's
flags
true.
are hard to name.
You look around at the shirts and then you know what
Yeah,
the
yeah,
flag
exactly. You could figure that out pretty easy. Cameron's trying to get a little momentum going in his favor here.
Yeah, we were joking last game with his dad saying, he bowled 160, now he'll bowl 260. So he's on his way, a couple more strikes. He'll move right back up the standings. That's a good shot.
Another strike for Cameron. 4 in a row. And
Brought some of my entourage down to cheer
Yeah,
for him.
that's
see if
right.
That helps him.
Cameron sits right now 43 pins out of 4th. And 52 out of 3rd. So it's pretty tight in there.
260 will definitely help that.
You would think so. I see some more strings of strikes this game, it seems like. Just kind of looking around us
Yeah,
here.
a little bit.
Scores pretty good on our featured pairs this game, actually. See if Big Al can get another one.
We might show some emotion if he
Yeah,
does.
I hope so. It'd be nice to see him get that double. His high game so far in the tournament's 204, so he's got a good chance to
He
beat that this
does.
game if he can
I
get a
wonder
strike
why he wants
here.
to stay on this pair.
Let's see if Al can get another strike on the left side of your screen. He's got kind of the unique style off the wrong foot.
Yeah. Oh, needs some
Oh.
help.
A little high on that one, leaves a 610. Still has a chance to
Still
get his
can
high
get
game,
there,
though.
though.
Yeah, needs a double in the 10th and the spare here.
He'll be back on the lane he tripped the 4 on.
That's
so.
right.
Cameron can set up the foundation frame. Pretty good off of his
Great
hand.
shot. He's got a
He
bright.
might want to stay on this
Yeah,
pair, too.
I would think so. He's got a bright future, doesn't he?
He does. He does.
Throws it about as good as any 17-year-old ever in the history of bowling, I would think.
Definitely. Watching him, bowl team trials and on all the different patterns we bowl on over the 5 days, and then watching him in step ladder. He didn't have a great look, but, found a way to win and to get here to the World Cup. And it's kind of a good debut for him. Single tournament, not, there's pressure, but not too much. And I'm sure he'll be making many more trips with Team USA in the future.
Yeah, I was going to say, I have a feeling we're going to see Cameron kind of take over for the Chris Barnes, Tommy Jones era of Team USA as that, heads towards a close eventually, and then the younger guys start coming up like Cameron and Marshall Kent.
Right.
And some of those guys.
It's good that they get to bowl with them and they can
Right.
learn from them and
Get to go to training camp with them and get the knowledge.
they take them with open arms pretty much. They don't teach them all their tricks because these kids are good. They don't want to get beat by them too bad, but
But they still want to see the Team USA
Yes.
program to continue to succeed, and helping the young guys get better is very
Cameron's
important.
going to Wichita next year.
He is going to Wichita State next season, and he'll learn a lot there. And
He
he'll
will.
learn a lot of. I talked to him about this yesterday on the live stream. He'll learn a lot about being more of a team player than an individual player, because virtually everything you do in college bowling,
Right.
as you know, is centered around team bowling and not so much an individual. You bowled at Nebraska, so
I
you
did.
had a lot of collegiate experience as well.
Seems like a long time ago already.
I think it was a long
It
time ago.
was 10 years ago
Yeah,
already. It's crazy.
It's been a decade.
It has. Good shot.
All right, so Al needs the double in the 10th here to have his high game of the tournament. His previous high was 204. Let's hope that he gets it here. It looks a little right. Oh, comes up light, 245.
He must have known he needed
I
that
think
one.
he did. You could tell. It cost him a 200 game, but if he can make this, it will a clean game, and that's a pretty good accomplishment. And let's see what Cameron does here. 10th frame can still punch out for 269.
Oh, that looked a little right, but he got lucky. Mix him up.
It's that light hit to carry. Hey, you're pretty good at this live stream commentary stuff, Shannon. I'm going to have you do more of it. You're going to be a regular on the PWBA Tour live
Yeah.
streaming. How about that? If you're
I'd
not
rather
on the
be
shows.
bowling,
I
but
know. Everybody says they'd rather be bowling.
well, Al got the spare, so
Tim Mack's giving you the stare
I
down.
know.
He likes to come over here and pester the guests when
He
they're on
does.
and try to distract
I think
them.
his daughter's birthday's today.
It is. Yeah, it's your daughter's birthday today. Yeah, I saw
and
the
you're
Facebook.
here.
His daughter is his wife's spitting image.
Oh yeah, she looks just
ju-
like
looks just like mom. Thankfully, doesn't
Yeah.
look like Tim
Yes.
at all. Cameron trying to get the double in the 10th. What a
good.
great game. Unfortunately, Cameron, you can't bowl another game on this pair right
I
away.
know.
As he must feel pretty dialed in now, and important to try to carry that momentum through the rest of the block, I would think.
That will help him.
Ildemaro's bowling pretty well this game.
Yeah, a lot of big games.
He can go 267 as well.
260, another 260. They usually say it's the Wiseman jinx, but apparently
That's
the
only
live
if you
stream pairs are good.
Let's only start with 8 or 9 strikes in a row, then get into
Then you
jinx
got the
territory.
jinx.
Great game by Al, 196. Clean game for him. One of his top games of the tournament.
Cameron finishes up with 269, so that is 103 pins better than his last game. I'm sure he will be
Yeah,
happy.
that'll help him, if not move up the standings a bit, at least narrow the gap with first place. He was about 100 pins out of first going into that game. Obviously, he's not going to
He'll
move up
feel
that
better
much.
about his
but
ball reaction than the 160 game.
They're just finishing up game number 4 here at the World Cup. Shannon Pluhowski is joining us. We posted a picture of you, a couple pictures of you on Facebook page, USBC Facebook page today. Had the picture of you with the other 3 champions who are bowling this week, and then posted an action shot of you a little while ago, just letting everybody know that you were the tournament leader. Here, I'll show it to you in case you didn't see it.
I hadn't seen it yet. I don't have very good reception down here for some reason.
There you go. 335 likes, pretty good.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
look at
good.
you. World famous Shannon Pluhowski.
Another good
Nice shot. Gadauskas with another strike. He can get to 265. Yeah, 260s going all over
Yeah,
the
they
place right
are.
now, don't we?
It's a clean pair on 19 and 20.
And then Alexei Parshikov of Russia shot 239 right next door to us here.
There was another 250 game to the left of us, too.
There was, yeah. Al has a big smile on his face after that 196 game as he walks away and waves to us. Ildemaro on the right side of your screen, working on a double going into the 10th. Can get to 267. Been a rough day for Ildemaro. Every game subpar so far today for him. This one will not be. He's a great bowler for Venezuela. He bowls in the PBA Tour now a little bit. Very experienced player. Certainly one of the favorites this week, I would think.
So have you practiced all your different languages so you can pronounce some of the names?
I do my best. I make my best guess at how to pronounce the name, and if I'm wrong, I hope that they come and correct me later. But I always say, you say the name with confidence, people will think you know how to say it, even if you don't.
That's good, because I believed you. Another 250.
Yeah. That's the great thing about this tournament. So many friendly people. It's just a real fun environment. Very laid back and relaxing. And a lot of people are just having a good time here.
It's been going for 51 years. That's, a long time to run the same tournament. And each year it gets better and different. And I think everybody likes to come back to this tournament. Yeah, and still draws bowlers from 88 countries, which is pretty impressive. I mean, that is a lot of countries. There's no other bowling tournament in the world that has this many countries in it. It's by I
far
didn't even know where some of these countries were.
Yeah, me either. There are some that I've never heard of before I got here. Some of the smaller countries. I've learned over the years covering the World Cup about a lot of them, but it's pretty interesting to meet people from all over the world.
I met some, back in 2002, the first time I bowled, I met some people that, I still keep in contact with here and there, and it's amazing how bowling can do that for you.
When did you start traveling internationally?
2000 was the first year I bowled the World Games in Japan. It's kind of like my first trip. Back then it was just 1-1. I went with Tony Manna. First time traveling by myself. It's definitely different, but it's been fun. Met a lot of people. Ildemaro finished out with 267, so that'll help him. Yep, he's going to move right up the standings. He needed a big game after the slow start today, first three. We'll watch Jarvis from Jersey. I'm crossing with the girl from Jersey, Chris.
Yes. It's her second World Cup. She bowled in Krasnoyarsk a couple of years ago. Jersey is a very small island.
I did not know where it was.
Population of about 75,000.
Wow.
And it's part of the United Kingdom, and it's closer to France than it is to England. It's just a small island. But they like to bowl there, apparently.
They do?
They always are represented at the World Cup.
She has a little entourage too, so our pair's quite loud.
Yeah, that's
bowling.
Right. Yeah, because you guys are crossing together. All right, that ends game 4, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Thanks, Shannon, for sitting in. I'm sure you want to get back to Autumn and go ahead and follow Cameron around. And, we will be back in a few minutes with the start of the back half of round 2 here at the QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup.
Norman.
I bring him. Regards from Herbert. Her zaman. Ha?
Norman Hellmeyer in the house.
All right, getting started, game number 5 here on our featured pairs. We've got Mauritius, Hong Kong, and England on 19 and 20. And we have on 21 and 22, Libya, Aruba, Kosovo, and Thailand. And we've got another guest. The guests are just coming like crazy.
Uh-oh.
And speaking of crazy, here's Camilla Dahmers from Aruba.
Hello, everyone.
How are you doing today?
I'm pretty good. Today was a better day.
Today was a better day, huh? So yesterday didn't go so well for you, is that what you're saying?
First 4, I struggled a little bit with some spares, and last 4, when I finally got my spares down, I struggled with some splits. But that still put me in 30th, so I knew that I was close. And today was better, and I think I'm in 23rd, so I'm on the edge of glory right now.
Yeah, I remember during the block earlier this morning, I always recap what 24th place was, and you were kind of there most of the day, and yeah, you got up to 23rd place, 194.81 average. I'm sure that you expect a bit more, though, out of yourself than that, right?
Yeah.
Make some adjustments for tomorrow. What have you learned over the last couple of days that you're going to implement tomorrow to try to score even higher?
Well, what seemed to work yesterday was just move as the games go on, just move my break point further in, which demands some ball changes. So today I just switched to weaker and weaker balls and just move my break point further in, stay close to the pocket, because after 7 or 8 games you're throwing the ball out there and it's just a mess. So sometimes they come back, sometimes it doesn't have energy, so I just had to keep changing balls and chase it inside.
So tell us about your teammate here from Aruba. Who do we have?
Brian Hellmeyer. Well, he's been bowling a very long time. We bowled together in the youth team, and he's probably the best one in Aruba now. And he's struggling a little bit with his break point today, but he's trying to keep that under control.
Yeah, it looks like he's struggling a little bit in the standings, but it's a long tournament, and I'm sure he's trying to turn it around and get it going in the right direction and throw some strikes out there.
Yeah, he's still trying to figure it out, some ball changes, move in, move out, so we'll see if it works for him this game.
I've been to Aruba. It's a
Have
wonderful
you?
place. I went there, you know that, earlier this year. And first stop was the Eagle Bowling Center, right?
Of course.
And saw Jim Porter and Tashana, and right there in the bowling center right away. Unfortunately, you weren't there, but bowling seems to be growing a little bit in Aruba. You guys have some good bowlers coming out
I
of
was
there.
pissed off. As I got there, they were like, yeah, Lucas was here 5 minutes ago. I was like, oh, I just missed you. But yeah, bowling seems to be good. I think the youth bowlers coming up are also good. Probably better than we were in their age group, but it definitely is growing. We have some better coaching too. Jim Porter is helping a lot, so seems to be heading in the right direction.
Yeah, it's nice to have Jim there to coach your national team. He's a very respected and well-known coach, and he seems to be doing some good things with you guys. And are you going to the World Championships in Abu Dhabi?
No, I'm not.
No, unfortunately.
I don't know, maybe. I was going between yes, no, but it's hard because we don't get funding for that, so it's all sponsorship.
I see.
And also, we don't have a full team, so it's like, do I want to pay all that money just to compete in individual? So it's kind of a maybe, but up to now, no.
Well, you have to remember that at the World Championships, half the medals are for individuals.
Yeah,
singles, all events, and masters. So, yeah, you and Shannon should go and bowl. She probably
We should.
has. Maybe she's too busy. I don't know. But what are you up to these days? You went to Weber International. you're done there, right?
Yeah, I graduated in May.
So now what are you up to these days? I know you bowled the PWBA a little bit.
Yeah, I bowled 2 stops and the US Open, but I'm in Aruba now working. Oh no, grown up life. Not nice.
What are you
Stay
doing?
in school, kids.
What are you doing in Aruba?
Well, right now I'm doing accounting. I'm pending on a more sport-related job, but it's with the government, so that's kind of a process. But I'm doing accounts receivable for a company, so I call people and yell at them, like just yell, "You owe me money. When are you gonna pay?" That's pretty much it. I try to bowl every day, which gets hard, of course. Working 8 to 5 and then bowling after.
Sure.
Keep staying on top of my dog, all of that. Going to the beach, we have to fit all that in a day. It gets busy.
Very important to go to the beach in Aruba all the time. It's very nice there. Lots of good beaches and clear water. Very nice.
All the good stuff.
Yeah, and Curacao was very nice as well. Your next door neighbor.
But yeah, I didn't bowl as much of the tour as I wanted to because of a wrist injury, but I look forward to next season. I'll definitely bowl most of the stops or as many as I can.
Are you able to take time off from your work to go bowling?
Yeah,
Are
they're
they
really
flexible?
cool with that. Yeah, especially the government job, they're going to be really, really flexible with that. You can get paid days off, which is really good.
You can make some money working and bowling in the same day, right?
Yep.
That'd be nice. Well, we're in game number 5 here in the men's round 2. Let's see if we have an update on the standings. Not quite yet. And we'll let you know as soon as we have that update as we watch the guys bowl. Anything you're going to do different tomorrow when you get on the lanes than you've done the last couple of days? Because back on the fresh every day.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably going to be the same plan. Maybe some earlier ball changes or later ball changes, but basically I'm going to start here and try to chase it in as we go. Maybe I took too long today or I did it too early. You never know, but I don't think I'll change too much. It's the same concept tomorrow probably. Well, who knows? Lanes might be crazy different, but...
Were they different from round 1 to round 2?
I don't think so. Not much. I didn't do much different. I think today I didn't move as far left. Yesterday I was a little further left towards the end.
Have you bowled the World Cup before?
World Cup? No.
This tournament? No?
No, I should have gone to like 2 or 3, but because of school and all of that, and they were like in Poland, Russia, all those faraway places, so it would have taken too much time off of school, and I didn't want to do that, so I passed on some opportunity, and now I finally get the chance, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I have a feeling you'll probably be coming back a few times.
Oh, definitely.
It's a fun tournament. It's a little different than most tournaments, isn't it?
Yeah.
It feels a little different. It's a different atmosphere.
Exactly, and it's like everyone around the world. Like usually you go to tournaments and you already know everyone. It's like, hi, how are you doing? And now it's completely, well, like half of the people you already know and half you have no idea where they're from or where that place even is. Like as they were walking up the stage the other day, we were just Googling all the countries. Like, oh, they're there. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, and one of the unique things about this tournament is they pair the bowlers up to room together. I don't know who you got paired
No,
up with.
I'm rooming with my parents.
Oh, okay, you got your parents,
yeah.
so that's nice. But yeah, a lot of the bowlers, they get matched up, and so they make friends right away with people from
they
around
hopefully
the world.
make friends.
Yeah, exactly. I guess it would be
if
bad
not,
if you got somebody you didn't like. But everybody in this tournament's very friendly. It's a very laid-back, fun tournament, and it's a lot of fun. One of my favorite tournaments of the year is this one. It's very fun, and it's well run, and they get the scores done pretty fast.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's see. We should have an update. I see it scrolling on the screen. Yep. So Jarvis Go of Singapore still in the lead, and actually starting to extend his lead a little bit. He's at 27.33, and Alexei Parshukov of Russia is at 26.53. So that's about an 80-pin lead for the Singaporean. South Africa, third place, Francois sitting at 26.38. United States sitting in fourth. Cameron is at 26.31. He moves up a couple of spots after shooting a 260 game here on the live stream pairs. David Maycock from Bermuda at 26.28. Ildemaro Ruiz Jr. of Venezuela, 26.05, so he moves up a little bit after his best game of the day. 7th place is Wu Su Hong of Hong Kong at 25.99. 8th place is a tie, Ryan Lalisang of Indonesia and Paul Stott Jr. of Ireland, both at 25.72. And rounding out the top 10 is Bjorn Rudskagen of Norway at 25.71. 24th place is Olari Nebukat of Estonia at 24.52. So it's 24th place at 204 average currently. With we're halfway through qualifying now. With 12 of the 24 games completed for the first cut.
See, my Ruben is doing better. His parents are watching, so no pressure, all good.
Yeah, front 3, 9 spare, and he's putting on a little show here for the live stream viewers and his friends and family back home. So, Camilla, how'd you get started in bowling?
Whoa, that's a long time ago.
Yeah,
my
I
dad
bet.
used to bowl, and I would go to league and be the annoying kid running around in diapers.
Somehow I can see that.
And yeah, that's kind of how it started. And my first tournament, I was 5, I think. I wasn't even allowed to bowl because I wasn't 6. But that's how it kind of started. And after that, my dad went to get his coaching, the USBC coaching, to kind of help me and my sister out. But that's kind of how it started. Go to Kegel and then got introduced to Weber and all the crazy kids there. So that's how I ended up at Weber. And now I'm here.
So I have kind of a bowling family, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And always lived on Aruba?
Yeah,
whole life?
born and raised.
Yeah. And you guys have a nice bowling center there, and makes it easy to train, I guess.
Yeah, they're really, because I know a lot of people have trouble like getting conditions to practice on, but they're really nice in Aruba. I always have sport shots out whenever I need it. I just call and they make sure that the conditions to practice on are good.
And so at what age did you know that you had some natural talent and ability in this sport? When did you really kind of feel like you could be pretty good and pretty competitive?
Probably around when I went to Kegel, like at 12, 13. I don't know when it was the first time, but...
So you went to Kegel just for some lessons to train?
Yeah, because, okay, I thought I was all right, you know. I can hook the ball, I knew that. I just needed some controls. But when I went there, the coaches were like, whoa, we want this kid. We want you to go to Weber. I was like, all right, all right. So after a few lessons, of course, I improved more and more, and I just kept going back to Kegel. Maybe every year, just keep getting better and better. And, I mean, after college, it's like I couldn't ask for better coaching there. It's just awesome.
And I would guess you have to give some of the credit to your dad for supporting you to be able to do all this, right?
Exactly, yeah, correct.
And he's here this week watching you bowl. I saw him.
Yeah, he doesn't get to travel a lot because of his job. They always have meetings or something going on. But he could be here there this week, so that's awesome.
I know he's a big fan of the live streaming. He watches the
live
stream.
Of course, because if he can't be here, he's on the live stream waiting just to see.
And what does he do for a living?
He's a senator in Aruba.
Oh, wow. That sounds very important.
I guess so. Don't tell him that. So, yeah, they have a lot of meetings and stuff that come up, so it's difficult to travel sometimes.
Because Aruba is its own independent country now, right? It was part of the was Netherlands Antilles, and then I think kind of separated away.
Yeah,
you know,
separated but still related.
Yeah. I'm not well versed in Aruban politics or government, but it seems like it's trying to be a little bit more independent.
Yeah, well, it's definitely independent, and we get to make our own choices, but still there are some things that we need to go to the Netherlands and get advice, and they're kind of like our supervisors, just making sure everything runs smooth.
And probably offer you some protection in case of problems.
Some
or
protection,
whatever.
some money, you know.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people from the Netherlands who vacation in Aruba and Curacao and Bonaire as well. So
and it's really good because we have Dutch passports, so we can travel to a lot of places without visas.
So do you have a Dutch passport and an Aruban passport, or just Dutch?
Just Dutch.
Okay. They don't have anything called like an Aruban passport?
No.
Huh?
Well, not yet, at least.
Yet. Are they going to?
No.
No? Just stick with the Dutch Dutch nationality, which is good. Basically, you're a resident of the EU, I guess.
Pretty
much. It's kind of
much.
interesting given that Aruba is Basically in South America. Pretty
Yeah,
close.
we're weird. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
We're
way,
so
way
close to
down
South
there.
America, yet we have Dutch passport, and our school system is in Dutch, and we're kind of messed up.
So do you learn Dutch and English in school?
Well,
And you
growing
also
up,
have another language down
yeah,
there you guys speak, right?
growing up, you speak Papiamento,
Right.
which is that's a national language, but then Dutch is kind of the official language. So as soon as you go to school, you start speaking Dutch, and then once you get to like 7th, 8th grade, you get Spanish and English. So
Wow.
basically, once you're in 8th grade, you're speaking 4 languages. So anyone on the street, let's put it that way, that didn't finish high school or whatever, will still know 4 languages because we just get it so young. And I don't know. Some people, it's really easy. For me at Weber, it was like I was going crazy because I was speaking Spanish and then on the phone in Papiamento and then Dutch and then English. It was like I had to set my mind to whatever language I wanted to speak because it got crowded sometimes.
Is Papiamento like a mix between like Dutch and English and Spanish somehow,
Papiamento
or-
is really a mix. It's similar probably to Spanish and Portuguese, but it definitely has a lot of English words and Dutch words. Spanish-speaking people can kind of understand it if you talk slow, and they can pick up on most of the words. But it's only talk like Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao, and maybe St. Martin a little bit, but it's really restricted, like only those islands.
So it's a very not a very widely spoken language. It's
No,
kind of small.
not at all, yeah.
So I guess that's why it's important to learn the other languages.
Exactly.
They
I
can-
put that on my resume,
Yeah.
and they're gonna be like, "How is that gonna help us?"
But yeah, 4 languages is pretty impressive to be able to speak that many languages. There aren't that many people who have that ability to speak
Yeah.
that many languages, and I guess that's one benefit of growing up on such a small island.
Yeah, it's definitely a benefit. Just whether you want it or not, you're still gonna know 4 languages.
Well, we're moving along here. Game number 5. We only have 3 games to go after this here in round 2. Happy to catch the pair with 4 on it again. And we're keeping pace pretty good. If you want to find the standings in the online scoring, QubicaAMF.com is where you can find that. I think this is your first time ever on Bolt TV, right? As a
Maybe,
guest
yeah. I'm always
commentator?
running away.
Yeah, I tried to get you a few times to come on, and I'm glad you finally came on. And now you can
Since
be,
the Aruban is here, I said,
That's
okay,
right.
why not?
now you can be a regular on live streaming with me, so
Maybe.
that I can have some company.
Good. I'll keep you company.
And a lot of countries that you don't see in other tournaments, like Libya and Kosovo, and some of those countries, and Mauritius. They don't really have representatives in other bowling competitions. This is a pretty unique tournament.
Yeah, definitely. Some countries I've never heard of.
Yeah, you learn. You definitely expand your knowledge of geography when you come to this tournament, because you learn about new countries and where they're from. And
Yeah, I'm sure Aruba is one of those. They're like, where's that?
I think
Some small island.
Aruba's pretty well known as a vacation place.
Yeah, in the U.S. I
In the
think.
US,
I don't
for
know
sure.
about what
Maybe
other
not,
people. Yeah.
We've got some good bowlers on our featured pair as well. Wu Su Hong, who's right near the top of the leaderboard, is up right now on lane 20 from Hong Kong. He's a great bowler. Let's see what he does. Playing tight inside line, not trying to do too much. Not trying to cover too many boards either, it looks like. I think that this tournament has to have the widest range of bowling styles of any
Oh
tournament
my.
I've been to, right?
Definitely.
Lots of different styles.
It's weird. We were talking. We have this guy on 21, 22 from Libya. Like, he goes from 1 hand to 2 hand. Yesterday, his main style was 2 hands. Today, he's throwing with 1 hand. So, it's crazy. There's a lot of different bowling styles.
trying to fix one of my cameras here that seems to have decided to go to sleep on me.
Maybe it was my voice. I should sing to wake it up.
Well, we'll fix it later. Between games, try to get it fixed, but for now we got a little bit of a wider angle than we had before, that's all. Someone in the chat asking for the link to the live scoring. Go to QubicaAMF.com and click the Bowling World Cup button at the top of the page. It's in red at the top of that page, and you'll find the links to the results, the live scoring, lane conditions, all of that stuff. And you can look up Camilla's scores as well if you want to.
Don't scroll too low.
23rd place, not so bad. Certainly could be worse, could be better.
Yep.
But
8
you've got
more games.
Another 8 games to get it sorted out, right?
Yep.
All right, I think I got it fixed. How about that? Hey, you know how it is. Live streaming, it's never easy. There's always something that goes wrong. And
Technical difficulty.
It's always a technical issue to have to be worked out. Oh, sorry about that, folks. But I think we got it sorted out now for now. Oh, time for the picture time. Dom always comes over to get the picture. I've never had so many pictures of myself taken at a bowling tournament. They always end up on the QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup Facebook page if you want to check that out. Just go to Facebook and search for QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup. So people in the chat asking if this is the only camera we will see or are there more cameras. This is it. We put the cameras on the 2 pairs of lanes and the bowlers come to us. That's the way it works. I don't have enough money in the budget to be able to afford too many cameras and too many computers, and people don't realize everything that that goes into the live streaming. And have 3 cameras set up for this live stream, 1 camera on each scoreboard, and then 1 to show the bowling. It gets expensive to add up all of that equipment, and then you also need a lot of bandwidth for the internet speed to be able to live stream. And also, if we tried to put a camera in every lane, we would take up so much space there would be no room for spectators.
They would hate us, yeah.
The bowlers would be mad, and the fans would be mad. So we give you a window into the competition here and get to see 2 pairs of lanes.
At least they have live scoring now. You could still have an idea.
Yeah, lots of people like the live scoring, and also the results get updated pretty fast. And I think just about everybody hits the featured pairs at some point during the competition. Have you been on yet?
Yeah, yesterday, game 2 and 7. So
you hit it
you
twice.
won't see anything of me. I don't think I'll hit it tomorrow.
So you're done. You won't hit it again.
Yeah.
Until you make
until
until
Wednesday. There you go.
Yeah, I'm not sure what we're doing for the round of 24 on Wednesday. I think that the way they have it set up, we're going to have either men or women, but not both.
Oh, okay.
Because they're using 24 lanes for each division because we're going to put 2 on a pair. And so we're off by just a little bit to be able to do that. And they wanted this to be the finals pairs because they've got the nice Harmony seating.
I saw that, yeah. Very comfortable.
Get the nice couches when you come to the live streaming pair. It's very posh here. But they do have the lane assignments posted on the website at QubicaAMF.com, so you can see when your favorite player or your country will be on the live stream pairs. Our live stream pairs are 19 and 20 and 21 and 22. I'm sure that's the first thing you did when you got your lane assignments, Camilla. Was
Definitely.
You said, when am I on the live
Yep.
stream, right?
I no, actually I just saw it and I was like, let's see where live stream is. Checked it. Okay.
I think everybody does that.
Yep.
Usually will come up to me, well, what lanes are you live streaming? And I say, the lanes that are in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
Right here.
A lot of times you don't think about how you're going to move
Yeah.
or when you jump to the other side, so you don't really know when to tell people to watch. And you don't want them sitting
Yeah.
there for 4 hours. So
That's right.
it's like, okay, I'm going to be on game 2, so like around this time.
Got the guy from Belarus running out strikes over there to our left. Had the first one in the 10th. He's going to get into the 230s. Couple more
235,
strikes.
yeah. Hong Kong struggling this game.
Yeah, Dimitri's in 37th place. So he needs some strikes to get into the top 24. So that's why he's getting fired up over there. We're starting to get to that point where people are starting to get a little into
Definitely. Tomorrow's going to be crazy.
Sure, tomorrow, especially on the women's side at around the
Everything's
24th
tight.
position. It's very
Yeah.
close. And yeah, Wu Su Hong is not having a good game here. He's sitting in 7th place, but I'm guessing it's going to go down. He's going to go down a little bit after
Looks
this
like
game.
it, yeah.
He's only going to be in the 170s unless he can make the split.
He'll make it for live stream.
Yeah, you see the 4.9 made quite a bit. Anytime you see 4 red circles on your scoreboard, it's not a good sign.
Yeah.
Even though he's made one of them. So we wind down game 5. 3 more games to go tonight. Probably about another hour and a half of bowling for you here on Bowl TV today. Taking about a half an hour a game or so.
The pace is pretty nice.
It is pretty quick, yeah.
Oh, I told you.
You're right. Now that 4.9, especially for a bowler of his caliber. Even I made the 4.9 in league last week. I did.
Well, I made it once.
So that gets him into the 180s instead of the 170s, which sounds a lot better. Well, your boy Brian is a chance to get to 221 if he strikes out.
There you go.
I'm going to guess that'd be one of his better games of the tournament, right? At
Yes.
225, so can't quite get his high game, but be pretty close. Nice shot on the fill.
182.
All right, Brian Hellmeyer, Aruba. Your moment to
Let's see
shine.
what he does, yeah.
This is it.
Your last frame to shine.
See what you got for us. Get the 221 to be a nice game. Only one open frame this game. Otherwise, pretty clean. The lefty delivers.
Oh,
A little high, fast
Yep.
8. Those are pretty good, though.
was close.
So now he needs to spare and 9 to get to 200, which is always a nice
Yeah, you
milestone,
shoot 199 and
right?
it's like, no!
You feel so bad.
Yeah. It's like a pin.
Yeah. Well, let's hope he gets the spare here and then gets a strike on the last shot. Oh,
Uh-oh.
he misses it to the right. He'll be disappointed, won't he? Not the way you want to end the game. 189 for Brian. I think he's saying some bad words in Papiamento.
Definitely.
It's all right, though. Move on to the next game and try again. All right. Well, thanks, Camilla, for joining us.
No problem.
It was a pleasure having you, and good luck tomorrow. Hope you stay in that top 24.
Yeah,
and,
I'll be fighting.
Maybe even move a little closer to 8th place. I think maybe that's the goal for tomorrow.
Yeah,
Think
definitely.
positively.
That's a good idea.
All right. Thank you very much,
Alrighty.
and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Getting started with Game 6 quickly here. We've got Reunion, Bulgaria, and Australia on 19 and 20. Michael Little of Australia, we heard from his wife earlier, Amanda Bradley, who won the World Cup in 1999 here in Las Vegas. Coming up on 21 and 22, we've got Bermuda, Spain, and Norway. Another guest coming on, Tim Mack.
Bring it on, boys. Bring it on.
You're just here because you want to say happy birthday to your daughter, right?
Yeah, it's bittersweet to be out here. Obviously great to be with the friends. But today my daughter turns 9, and I'm missing her birthday. But we have a big party scheduled for the weekend with her friends, and she's going to have a sleepover. So pretty cool stuff.
Shannon and I were talking earlier, and we're saying that your daughter is a spitting image of your wife.
Thank God.
Thank goodness, right? That's what I said. Thank goodness. You know, it doesn't look like you.
Thank God. She talks to everybody like me, so it's she's got my one good quality. That's about it.
She's got your attitude and her looks, right?
Yeah, right on. What do we got going on here, partner? I just sat down, and my main man, David Maycock, who was in the booth earlier, by the way.
Yeah.
Were you able to understand anything he said?
Of course, yeah. He
wow,
was great.
He must have dialed it down for you.
He did a great job.
Yeah, he must have. He must have dialed it down for you, I can tell you.
Yeah, he gave us a lot of great information, told us about bowling in Bermuda and what it's like.
I can tell you right now, Lucas, the guys back at home, I call them the Bermuda boys because of my guys. They're watching very closely right now, watching Bowl TV and supporting Mayo. Mr. Maycock himself, the Bulldog, a.k.a. Bulldog, and he's having a solid day again today. He's right in the hunt. He's got to be in the top, close to the top 5.
Yeah, just got the updated standings. Jerisko of Singapore still leading at 29-25. I got Alexei Parshikov of Russia.
The kid's making a run today.
Yeah.
He's a great bowler.
28-80. Cameron Doyle moves up to 3rd at 28-65. Ildemaro Ruiz of Venezuela at 28-40. And then your guy, David Maycock of Bermuda at 28-30.
The Bulldog is like a junkyard dog on a bone right now in the old junkyard. Gnawing on a bone. He's been really solid today.
He's been in his element, huh?
He's really comfortable right now. And he's got good feel, good rhythm. There it is.
Yeah, it looks nice.
He likes what he's doing right now. So I know the guys are at home watching. I said I'd try to get on here and say hi to him. So to all the boys back home, Lemieux, Maney, Will Smith. We got a guy that looks like Will Smith.
Really? Nice.
Yeah, we call it, his name's Damian Bush.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Damian Bushman Matthews, but we call him Will Smith.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, we got, I know Antoine Jones is back there. He's been supportive of what's going on with the team, and got a lot of guys back there. So watching well. So hopefully, and Maycock's, he's making him proud. He's worked really hard on his game. He's trying to get ready for the World Series. I don't know if you guys talked.
Yeah, we did. We talked about that. He said he's been working hard and wants to.
We talked to him. I talked to him a lot during the week.
So. Wants to see how he measures up against the best, and no better place than the World Series, right?
Yeah, he came out a couple years ago, and he's definitely improved from that. And David's a kind of a let's say he's a confidence guy. You know, if he's feeling good, and he's got it rolling, which he knows he's got it rolling right now, he's a big confidence guy. So.
Well, let's break down his game here. Let's talk a little bit about what we've got here.
Very unorthodox game. It's all about feel.
He's up right now on lane 21, by the way.
Yeah, it's all about feel. He's got a very unique push away and a very unique swing, but what he does do is he's got great leverage at the foul line, and it's just a question of whether his hand position gets in the right spot at the foul line. He's got great leverage at the foul line, good lines. the tendency with his ball, he gets it going end over end a little bit too much, so it tends to want to roll out sometimes. We call him the Spider-Man. Stuart Williams called him Spider-Man at the World Championships because he was having some hard times with his hand, his position with his hand at his release, where his hand gets this way. So he needs, if he continues to work the ring finger and work the ring finger around the side of the ball, he has his ball roll it becomes a lot better, and his pin carry and his margin for error down lane become a lot larger.
And Tim, the kind of the unorthodox style leading up to the foul line, that stuff's okay as long as you get out of the ball the same way every time and are balanced at the foul line. It doesn't really matter how you get there. Walter Ray's a good example of that.
Great example. I mean, there's a lot of examples over
Ryan
the years.
Simonelli, another one.
Yeah, Simonelli, even the great Dick Weber.
Yeah.
With the swing.
Sure.
The key is to do it the same way every time, and if you can do it the same way every time, then you've got something you can repeat, because this game is a muscle memory, and it's all about repetition. It's all about seeing the lines, and repetition helps obviously create great angles and great ball motion, or great ball angles, which creates better ball motion. So when you get those things come all together, great things happen. So Maycock is a great example of it here. On how he's very, unorthodox way he gets to the line, but he does it the same way each time. He's a big field player. He's a big field guy, and right now he's feeling pretty good because he's in the top 5 right now at the World Cup. So
pretty good, long way to go, but
but I mean,
a little past the halfway point of the qualifying.
Yeah, I always tell the guys, and I don't know if you would agree with me on this. I don't think this tournament begins until the top 24 come around, where you can call it moving day. You can make your move and call it moving day. So
yeah, I think the key is you got to stay as close to 8th place as possible so you can make it into that match play, and then the goal is to get to 3rd. But we've got bonus pins coming up in match play. So
and correct me if I'm wrong. Is the bonus pins? You get 30 pins for a win in the bonus? I don't know.
Yeah, I would need to look. I
wouldn't know,
exactly.
because if you do, obviously that's a huge.
Yeah.
You got 240 bonus pins out there that are available. So.
Yeah, there's only 7 games of match play. They don't.
So that would be 210.
Yeah, so they don't do a round robin.
They don't do a position round?
I mean, a position round in the round robin. They just do 7 games.
So, yeah, get another example of it. You got Mick Little over here, who's won the WTBA Masters. Actually beat me in the 2003 in the final. Another unorthodox way he gets to the foul line, but he's got one of the biggest strike balls in bowling, and when he gets it going, it's kind of fun to watch. So he's kind of been in check so far this week. He's had a couple of good games, but when he gets that big strike ball rolling, it's impressive. Yeah, you'll be able to. I guess you could probably look back and see. I don't know if there's
doesn't show the bonus
pins
find it.
Yeah, I don't know if you can find it or not, but I don't know if and how many bonus pins it is. But obviously, 210 bonus pins could be quite a lot. So I told Mayo, bonus pins, get to the top 24 and let's do our work then. So obviously you can't win the tournament today, but you can certainly lose it in the first couple of days. So you want to put yourself in position. And right now, the man from the little island in the East Coast, out in the Atlantic Ocean, is making the island proud and doing well.
It looks like 30 bonus pins for the win.
Look at my 2 teammates here next to me, Del Ballard Jr. And Jim Callahan, who I can't seem to live without on tour. I'm hard at work right now, analyzing bowling, trying to help bowlers, and they want to give me a hard time. But love being with those guys. We're out together week in, week out, and it's good fun. How's the chat going?
Good. Someone just asked if you will ever play in Sweden with Team Pergamon.
I love Team Pergamon. I was fortunate enough to play in 2003 when we won the SM Gold in 03. I was the first international bowler to ever win SM Gold, and I would really like to do it again for sure. I would love to get back over there. Sweden's one of my most favorite places in the world to be at, so I'd love to be back if I have the opportunity. So.
Yeah, a little bit of a misstep there.
Yeah, Maycock has a little open there.
88 in the 5th.
So he's going to have to make a charge here coming down the stretch. It's minus in this game. He saved a couple of games already today, which has been pretty big. What's the top 24 looking like? Looks like 205 average right now, which is 70 over. So it's not a big number.
Yeah, and the Italian sitting in 24th place.
I've got to think Lucas, and I've only been able to watch the World Cup from afar. I've got to think that this scoring pace is one of the lowest World Cup scoring paces in a long time.
Yeah, usually the scoring is pretty high in the World Cup. I mean,
Yeah.
2 years ago in Krasnoyarsk, we had, I think, 14 300 games or something. And we really haven't had anybody very close.
No, we've had the front 10 a couple times.
Yeah.
That's it. We've had the front 10 from, I think, Iliamardo Ruiz. And so.
Oh, photo time with
yeah,
Dom.
photo time with our good man. So.
He said 2 legends. I don't know about that.
See if Maycock can come back here, make a good comeback here on that open frame. Better shot.
Yeah, gets a little light hit to
tickles
carry.
him.
So what's the key? You've been watching a couple of days here. What's the key to finding some success out there?
I think you got to keep your angles. You can't really open up your angles early on the fresh because they're tricky. You know, bigger balls have looked really good with some surface on them. I've seen Hypercell skids have looked good on the rotor grip line. I've seen the Haywire look really good. I've seen Cruxes and Crux Pearls, and we have a new ball out called the IQ Tour 30. It's our 30th anniversary ball, which has been very successful for a couple of guys as well. And Cameron Doyle's bowling really good with a red legend on the ebonite side. So, which is a little bit stronger ball as well. So I think stronger balls have been really, really key to a lot of the bowlers that are up at the top of the list, success-wise. Hey, Lowell Ellis, I see him coming in on the chat. And yeah, go Mick Little. He's on over here. I'm a fan of Mick's.
Yeah, he's doing all right.
I saw something about Weber there, whatever that chat went. Something about Weber. LOL. Oh, back in the Weber. Yeah, I'd love to be back in the Weber Cup, guys. Thanks for the vote of confidence. Mick Little over here, working on triple spare, on 19 and 20, and here he comes.
He's down in 20th place.
Mick Little.
Is,
yep. Yeah, long way to go with his big strike ball. And because the field is so condensed and no one's running away, one or two big games, Lucas, you're right back in the swing of things. Big shot here for Maycock, I think, here. You can get a double here, get a little confidence going. It's got a hook. It did. Another good shot.
Is it important for David to, he's had some early success here. He's in 5th place. How important is it for him to not start to feel the pressure and not start to really think about the end result now?
That's
it's
a
so
great
easy
question.
to get ahead of yourself.
It's a great question. It's so easy to get ahead, especially because what do bowlers want? They want the instant gratification. They want the here and now.
Yeah.
And in this tournament, you can't think that way. It can't be the here and now. The here and now doesn't get it done in this tournament. Yesterday I had dinner with the Singaporeans, with Geraldine and Mohammed Jarasko and their coach, and they're all talking about, I left this pin out here. Listen, it's 8 games into you have 32 more games based on where you are.
Yeah.
This is not a sprint, and we've become such a sprint society in the sport. World 10 Pin Championship, 6-game block, 6-game block. This is so much against what that is that it's nice to see a tournament that where every game counts, pins count.
Similar to a U.S. Open format,
Absolutely.
where it's very long.
Absolutely, and I got to be honest with you, this week is a test. It's a test. This is testing bowlers' mettle and patience, because they come in maybe in past years thinking, I need 230, 240 average at the World Cup, and that's not the case this week. Someone averages 230 this week, you're leading the tournament on both men's and women's side.
Yeah, easily.
By a country mile.
Yeah.
So
right now our highest average is 225 on the men's side, and it's come down today. The scores seem lower today.
Yeah, and they're going to get tougher with the strips and re-oils out there. Got an AMF machine out there that is a little bit, I wouldn't say as highly as advanced as some of the other new machines that they're using on some of the bigger events, but
it gets the job done.
It gets the darn right. It gets the job done. And I got to be honest with you, the AMF people have been fantastic this week. Been really good. Been no problems across the house. So hats off to the lane men and the mechanics who've been. And it's been. You know what? The one thing about when I talk about lane machines and patterns, consistency.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's been consistent since the practice. And you got to take your hat off to those guys for that.
Sometimes you don't always see that.
No, you don't always see that. And hats off to Bernie Gibbons and his technical staff for keeping things really, really consistent. And it's the same part of the lane has been consistently where you have to play, and you got to figure it out.
And it seems like you've got to make shots. It's not a house shot.
Couldn't agree with you more.
You can't just pitch it right and watch it come back and strike this week. It's,
no doubt.
You got to make shots.
You got to have feel. You got to control your ball speed and angles. So this week is a big week for the players that are feeling good and getting it off their hand consistently the same. Guess what? They're going to have success.
Another bowler who's bowling well so far this week is our Norwegian bowler who's on our featured pair this game. Bjorn Rudshagen is sitting in 8th place.
You said that like you said that before. I mean, that was pretty impressive.
Say it with confidence, brother.
And that you
did. And he's got 3 in a row this game, working 3 in a row.
One thing you'll see from the Scandinavian players, they're not going to bowl a lot of low games. They're not going to shoot themselves on the foot. They're great tacticians at grinding out. And when the shots are harder, they're always in the hunt. Always in the hunt. You look at the record of the Scandinavian teams, Finland, Norway, Denmark, Sweden, obviously, over the years. And when the lanes are tougher, their cream rises to the top. And then I would think Bjorn's going to be in the hunt all week. A very simple game, good touch, good feel. And I think he'll be in the hunt all week. I would anticipate that. And
he's got one of the best senior bowlers in the world, Eric Gardner, helping him back here. So
yeah, Eric Gardner's been around for a while, and he's been very supportive of bowling in Norway. So kudos to him, and I'm sure they've got a nice little connection going on. But Bjorn's a quiet guy. Just goes about his business. Keeps it simple, keeps the ball in play, doesn't do anything crazy.
Score's pretty good here, Game 6 on our featured pairs.
Absolutely.
Let's see if David can get a strike here in the 9th to set himself up for the 10th. Can still get to 217.
Which would be a really nice score right now. Threw that one pretty good. It's best one of the game right there.
You could tell he felt it pretty good.
Yep, he knew that one off his hand.
He posted up the shot like Norm Duke right there.
Yeah. So, you got a chance here. A couple guys bowl 250 on the one feature pair, and you got Mick Little over here who's 19 over through 7 frames. It's having a pop at it as well.
And Tim, you do a lot of work now as a ball rep and,
sure.
and helping behind the scenes here. And how much of that work with these players is just kind of reinforcement, confidence building, mental game stuff? A lot of it's that, right?
Well, I feel like I'm a psychologist.
Yeah, I bet.
And I'm a ball. You gotta know ball motion. You gotta know balls. You gotta know lane breakdowns. You gotta know lane play. You gotta know who's going in front of you. It takes more than one person out there in today's day and game, and that's why we have, right now myself, Dell, and Jimmy have been out there for quite some time together, and we have the luxury of having Hank Boomershine come in and Chris Schlemmer come in. So I think the ball repping, I think it's more than just being a rep. I think it's a tour consultant, a tour coach is really what it is, because you're talking about psychological changes, mental, emotional, physical mood swings throughout an entire championship, and you've got to manage all that and include managing what we're managing out on the lane. So it's not easy, and I know it because obviously I lived it.
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
out there and I lived it.
And it's your job to kind of anticipate what the next thing to happen is going to be.
Yeah, you got to try to stay ahead of the moves. He got into that one a little bit, and he went through the face and got a lucky break.
Yeah, got the lucky break.
Got a real lucky break.
Shake that off.
Yeah, he shakes your head, and he's going to be in the 200s again.
Yeah, it looks like he just kind of came over it a little bit.
Came over the top of it. He's got to move left and get his hand around a little bit more.
I'm sure he would like to make one good shot here to get a fill ball.
Yeah, and on the fill ball, we talked about it earlier. We're going to switch to the high road. If he can get a fill ball here, this is a big shot, obviously, if he can get his hand around. This is a big shot because you want to see if he can grab a couple more pins with the last 2 games coming down the stretch, make dinner taste real nice and get ready for breakfast tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
the guys are in here first thing tomorrow morning to finish up their qualifying before the first cut is made to the top 24.
It's not going to be a high score, that's for sure.
Well, right now sitting at about a 205 average or so.
Looking at 120 over to make this number. And that number's probably going down. I wouldn't.
It has been today. It seems
I wouldn't think it'd be going up anytime soon. So.
All right, so let's see if we can get the second one in the 10th here.
You got that one further right.
He likes it.
Yeah, that was much better.
Yeah, came off that one. The little kick with the leg there. He's going to the bag.
Yeah, he's going to the bag. I just took a look at him. I told him, I gave him the wink for the high road, and
I think he was heading there anyway.
Yeah, we had talked about it last game, trying to get him into this ball just because it should give him a little more length, a little more recovery. So he should move a little bit deeper. You see him move a little bit deeper into the lane and go to that ball.
It seems like David has some of that natural ability that you really can't teach, huh?
It's just a feel. I mean, I
got
call
that good feel.
Lucas, I call it bowler's DNA.
Yeah.
Every bowler has their own DNA. You know, he doesn't look like Norm Duke or Jason Belmonte going up there, but I'm not going to ask him to throw it like them. But I'm not going to ask Belmo to throw it like, Maycock.
Yeah.
I call everybody's bowler's DNA. And the key about I think of being a successful coach today is working within the parameters of each bowler's DNA, and trying to make what they do already, enhance it and make it better and make it great, and then obviously match balls and.
It comes up a little light.
Yeah, a little light, but he didn't throw that one good, so he knows that.
Yep. Tim's doing a little coaching on the side here. Going to talk to Michael Little about what's coming up here as he closes out this game. And Rudshagen with another strike. As the strikes continue to flow for the Norwegian. He can get to 257 with a strike on his fill ball. So great game here for the Norwegian.
Sorry about that, guys.
That's all right.
Just trying to give Mick a little help out here.
Yeah, he's got his 10th frame coming up, and
yeah.
I'm sure you guys are talking about maybe strategy on a fill ball
Sure.
or something, huh?
And this has been the fun thing for me all week is being able to have the opportunity to work with all the bowlers, not just one set bowlers. Maycock, give me a little. I'll have a chat with you. Work with all the bowlers and giving trying to give them some, or the coaches some advice or some tips to help everybody on the men's side and the women's side. So it's been a lot of fun this week. I've really enjoyed it, and it's been, I got to be honest with you, it's been a lot less stressful than being on on our tour that we bowl on, because
it's more laid back here.
This has been a much less grueling week, I can tell you. But thanks for letting me come in the booth again today. I love being in here with you, Lucas, and I
love having you in here.
I expect you to be there on Friday at League this week.
I will be,
and we'll get in the double spots and we'll see if we can run them over. And for those of you who don't know out there, Lucas just recently got married to a wonderful lady, and she's our weather girl in Indianapolis. She's on TV all the time. Check her out, Danielle D. She's on Fox 59. Fox 59. Yeah, YouTube some clips. She's as Lucas and I would so eloquently say, we've both overachieved in life in that department.
For sure. So that's for sure.
Great to talk to you, buddy, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a good rest of the block, and thanks for everybody watching.
All right, thanks, Tim Mack.
Thanks, brother.
We'll see you later. Tim Mack going to go off and do his ball repping duties now and help some folks. Thanks to Timmy for stopping in for a bit, chatting with us.
Thank you.
And we'll have a new crop of bowlers coming in here pretty soon on our featured pairs for Game 7. As we have 2 games to go after this game wraps up. Just trying to solve the problem with lane 22 there, get that pin spotted again so that they can shoot the spare. All right, fill ball's coming up for Bulgaria and Australia here to close out Game 6, and we'll be back with you in a couple of minutes once we get going with Game 7 here at the QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup, live from Samstown in Las Vegas.
try these. Are you ready? I'm trying to a lynch chaser.
All right, getting started. Game number 7 of 8 here on Bowl TV. Puerto Rico, Japan, and Guam on 19 and 20. And over on 21 and 22, we've got Jordan, Italy, and Macau. Updated standings are in already. We've barely even thrown one shot here in Game 7. Jaris Go of Singapore, still your leader, 31.99, leading by 70 pins on the field. Alexei Parshikov of Russia, 31.29, is in second place. Ildemaro Ruiz of Venezuela, now up to third at 30.99. Cameron Doyle of the United States is in fourth at 30.70. And Bjorn Rudshagen of Norway up to fifth at 30.60. Talked a lot about David Maycock of Bermuda last game with Tim Mack, and David drops down to sixth at 30.44 with 2 games left here in round 2 and 10 games left to be added to the total before we make our first cut tomorrow. 24th place is currently Shakir Al Hassan of the United Arab Emirates. Shakir averaging 204.5. Romeo Gagniu of Romania sitting in 23rd, just above the cut position at 28.81. And just below the cut position in 25th place is Olari Nebukat of Estonia at a 204.43 average. The Italian, Nicola Pongolini, sitting in 30th place at 202.71 as he's up shooting that spare momentarily on lane 21. Seem to have some questions about the format, so I'll run through it again for you real quick. First off, Justin asked what Cameron's doing. He's in 4th place. Check the standings at QubicaAMF.com. Click the red Bowling World Cup button at the top of the page. We're going to bowl 8 more games of qualifying tomorrow. And that'll give us a total of 24 qualifying games before we make our first cut to the top 24. Top 24 bowl another 8 games on Wednesday morning. Then we cut to the top 8. Top 8 will bowl on Thursday morning in the round of 8, bowling 7 games of round-robin match play. And then the top 3 advance to the stepladder on Thursday afternoon, which will be broadcast, all of it here live on Bowl TV. So be sure to tune in throughout the rest of the week to find out who is going to take home the trophy this week here at Samstown in Las Vegas. About halfway through Game 7, half a game left. Japan, Puerto Rico, Guam, Italy, Macau, and Jordan are our featured pairs. So half a game left here, game 7, and we have game 8 to go before we wrap things up for the day here at Samstown in Las Vegas.
Continuou o que fiz ali, 130, 130. Quero lá saber, bom era o clube está a ver, que é para verem a merda que a gente está aqui a fazer.
Our final game underway. Game number 8, Israel, Scotland, and Greece on 19 and 20. And 21 and 22, Azores, Slovakia, and our tournament leader from Singapore. As soon as we have the updated standings, we'll let you know. Should be just a few more minutes till we get those. So a little time for a little geography lesson. The Azores, you can see their bowler, Pontus, on the far right side of your screen. A lot of people are probably not familiar with the Azores or where it is. The Azores are a series of islands off the to the west of Portugal. population of about 250,000. And it's one of 2 autonomous regions of Portugal. And the Azores are composed of 9 volcanic islands situated in the North Atlantic Ocean, about 550 miles west of Portugal. All right, updated standings. Jericho of Singapore still in the lead at 34-16. Pretty sizable lead for the Singaporean. He's up by, let's see, 88 pins on the field. Cameron Doyle of the United States moves up to second place at 33-28. Alexei Parshukov of Russia, third place, 33-18. Ildemaro Ruiz Jr. of Venezuela is fourth at 32.96. Rounding out the top 5, Bjorn Rudhagen of Norway at 32.95. '24th place, Sam Rose of England at 30.73, a 204.87 average for Sam. As he is on the bubble right now with 9 games to go in the qualifying process. Final game of the night right here. Back on tomorrow morning. Same time, 8 a.m. local time here in Las Vegas, with the start of round 3 for the men, and the women will be on at 1:30 tomorrow afternoon. Well, tournament leader struggling a little bit this game, as Go has not doubled, only one strike this game. Looking at 82 in the 5th. Singaporean puts a double on the board after the rough start to this game. Gives him the potential to still shoot 222 this game. Just got a response from Judy, who must be watching the chat, and 30 different host countries for the World Cup. over the 51 years that they've had this event. Obviously, some repeats in there. To answer the question in the chat, 30 host countries over the 51 years. So thank you very much, Judy. And cheers to those of you in the press room who are listening to the live streaming. We've only got 2 frames to go here in round number 2. Go with a split in the 9th. Going to be going the wrong direction in this final game. He had built a nice lead on the field, and he's going to give back a bunch of those pins here in game number 8 today. Gives it a run and covers up the split. 3-6-7 split conversion for Singapore in the 9th. Still has a maximum score of 199 out there. He is currently 88 pins ahead of second place, so I think it looks pretty good for him to stay in the lead. Cameron Doyle can strike out for 235 this game if he strikes out 9th and 10th. Tenth frame. Singapore wheels and deals, leaves the 10. And he's going to be in the 180s this game maximum. .185 for our tournament leader here in the final game. And just a few more shots to go to wrap up day 2 here at the World Cup. want to thank everybody for tuning in throughout the day today. We had great viewer numbers, and we appreciate everybody watching our coverage here on Bowl TV of the World Cup. Had over 1,000 viewers at one point today, so thank you very much for that, and thanks for spending part of your day with us here on Bowl TV. We will be back with you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Las Vegas time for round 3 for the men. And the women will have their third round coming up in the afternoon tomorrow. So have a great evening, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow. You can find the results at QubicaAMF.com in just a few minutes after the final ball is thrown here. And we'll see you tomorrow. I'm Lucas Wiseman. Have a good day, everybody.
Thank you.